Welcome to Minuteman.
Good morning. I'm Ford Spalding, and I've had the honor of chairing the Minuteman Building Committee. And on behalf of the school committee and the Minuteman administration, welcome to all of you, all of our guests, students, faculty. It's great to have you here, and thank you. You are sitting in the Student Union, and what an impressive sight it is. Just to see you all in it is impressive. This building is a culmination of a decade of planning and work done by hundreds of people. In fact, most of you have had something to do with the building of this building, and we thank you very much. The process began with a school committee making a decision to hire Superintendent Edward Bequillan in 2007. Dr. Bequillan set in motion the seeds for the building by right-sizing our budget for our district towns. He then started the process with his senior staff and faculty to develop an education plan. That education plan is educating students for future employment and future educational opportunities. The academy model is the foundation of this building. Behind you is the Engineering, Construction, and Trades Academy, and in front of you, behind me, is the Life Science and Services Academy wing. We are in the middle of the building, which houses the shared services and programs, one of which is a state-of-the-art instructional theater complex, which is over in that direction. Embodied in each academy are the academic programs, including sciences, mathematics, English, the humanities, career development, and much more. Instructors work with teams, with students. The toil labs for students of varying disciplines are able to work together on projects. This building is a home for innovation, exploration, and student success. Once we received a yes vote from our district members, we entered into the final design stage with Castle Booz Associates, Inc., and then to the construction stage with Gilbane Building Company, all under the very watchful eye and assistance of our owner's project manager, Skanska USA. So here we are today, a decade later, celebrating an amazing achievement. As we did it in early years, and we did it a year earlier than expected and well within budget. We are so grateful for our building team of Skanska, Castle Booz, and Gilbane. Ed Bequillan, Kevin Mahoney, our Assistant Superintendent for Finance, and I met weekly with the team. In fact, we met a lot more than that with them. This team is an all-star team of planners, designers, and builders. With that, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Massachusetts State Treasurer Deborah Goldberg. Treasurer Goldberg has served in that office since 2015. In that capacity, one of her responsibilities is chair of the Mass School Building Authority. As you know, the NSBA is our true financial partner in this project. Prior to her current role, she served as 6 years as a select person in Brookline. I could list many of her positions and achievements and accomplishments, but I wanted to really say I vividly remember Treasurer Goldberg when we got a final decision to move forward, saying how important Minuteman was to her and to the MSBA. She believed that this was the right project at the right time to move forward. So on behalf of Minuteman, we want to say thank you and welcome.
John Franco is really happy. Okay, wow, let's give it up for the kids. Okay, guys, I was in the old building. This isn't even close, is it? You can respond. It isn't even close. Exactly. You have no idea how excited I am to be here today. I am so passionate and so committed about your school. I lived through the struggles of trying to coordinate a multi-community process. Oh my, it was unbelievable. And I said from the very beginning that there would be people who thought that they weren't interested in a Minuteman school that would be pounding down the doors to get in when we were finished. And I was right, and I am so thrilled that all of you have showed such a commitment to this project and to this school. Because what is it really about? I have to share with you a personal story, and the superintendent knows this. My son is now 29 years old. When he was a freshman at Tufts, he met a person who has become his best friend. That young man was from a working family in Medford, and all he wanted to do was go to Minuteman, and he pushed his district to send him here, and when he graduated, he was president of this class, of his class, and it has put him forward into a career and a life that is so meaningful to him. Some people in this room might know his name, John Franco Barata, and he is a proud graduate of Minuteman. So let's give him an applause. He would be mortified to know I told you his story, because he's actually a modest guy. But I've known about this school for a long time, and when I became treasurer and heard the need and the things that all of you here accomplish, and I'm talking about you guys up there, the things that you are capable of in the old building will be even more so in the new building, because this isn't about bricks and mortar, and boy, am I impressed with this bricks and mortar. This is about what goes on inside. And it's about our obligation to our kids to give each and every one of them the opportunity to access the skills they need, to access the 21st century skills they need, so that you all, every one of you, can have the future that you deserve. So the teaching that goes on in here, the collaboration, and that's what this school has always been about, and it'll be even better. It's the collaboration. It's the applied skills that we know that you all are going to have a great future here in Massachusetts. So congratulations to all of the communities that supported this project, to everyone involved. I can't even begin to tell you that in terms of our role, this was a dream project, and we're all thrilled to be here. So thank you for having me, and let's go. I can't wait to cut that ribbon.
Wow, thank you. I'm now pleased to introduce to you the Executive Director of the MSBA, Jack McCarthy. Jack assumed that position in January of 2012. That was after we even started this, Jack. Prior to that, he worked in the Inspector General's office as the Assistant Inspector General. The MSBA, as I said, has been our financial partner since 2008. Our project is one of the longest projects in the MSBA, maybe even the longest. And for us, we are very appreciative, Jack, of the MSBA. We've really enjoyed working with you. I know we haven't ended working with you. This goes on for a while longer. But thank you very much. And to your team. Your team has been exceptional to work with. We appreciate it.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, my goodness, we can do better than that, can't we? Good morning, everybody. So, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this presentation. I have to say, and Treasurer probably felt the same way, this is really impressive just looking out here at all of you folks up here. It was a similar thing, Bob. You had the students when we were down the Cape, and it's really cool, I must say. But anyway, so the mission of the Mass School Building Authority is to partner with Massachusetts communities to support the design and construction of educationally appropriate, flexible, sustainable, and cost-effective public school facilities. And this project certainly meets that ideal. Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in education pays the best interest. And we at the MSBA are proud to be your investing partners to the tune of about $43 million of the cost of the project. As Ford said, you know, this came in early, it came in under budget, and I'm not surprised, and I just want to congratulate Ford and his building committee for choosing the consultants that they did. Skanska in the middle, Castle Booth. I haven't seen, is there anyone from Gilbane? I didn't see them if they were, oh, there you are. And, you know, I expected this to be on time, on budget, because that's what these three consultants do for us all over the Commonwealth. So congratulations, Ford, to your team for picking them, and thank you once again for the team for, you know, carrying through as I knew you would. So Ford alluded to the fact that we've had a long-standing relationship with Minuteman. You know, I think it was a 2008 statement of interest that was filed that got you guys in the pipeline, and it was so long ago that we didn't even have what we call eligibility period. So in 2011, we invited you into eligibility period, and you'll probably be happy to know that you're not quite the longest, because tomorrow Templeton is doing a ribbon cutting, and they were invited the same day you were. So they were the ones that hung around the longest, but it's really a credit to Ford, it's a credit to Ed and the whole team that they stuck with it. They could have given up very easily, but you know, I look around here and I see these students and I say, no, they really couldn't give up, because these guys must have inspired them, because the work that they did to get here was unbelievable. I always, when I'm with Voc schools, I kind of laugh to myself, because when we're doing traditional high schools, all these people are excited about this new concept of maker spaces, you know, doing hands-on stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, that's what the Voc schools have been doing since they started, so thank you for catching up. You know, and then I found an old quote. I do tend to quote Ben Franklin a lot. We did go to the same high school, not the same year, but he is one of my favorites. And so I found this quote from him, and then I found out that it's actually a quote from Confucius. And then I found out it was actually a quote from some Chinese philosopher before Confucius. But I'll give you the English version rather than the ancient Chinese version. And it goes like this: tell me, I'll forget; teach me, I'll remember; involve me, and I'll learn. And that's what happens every day at vocational institutions. You involve them, they learn, and it's a wonderful thing. And just in closing, there's a quote that I love that's not Ben Franklin. It's Dan Valentine, who was a reporter for the Salt Lake City Tribune. And this quote really tells you how we at the MSBA feel about what we do. And so Dan once described a school as a building of four walls with tomorrow inside. And as I view the tomorrow inside here above me, I'm just so proud to be a part of this. Thank you very much.
Zach. Thank you. Thank you very much. Minuteman is very appreciative of the Baker administration for its support of Minuteman, especially for its grant funding for advanced manufacturing equipment. We are also very appreciative of our district legislators who have stood up for us and worked with us, and we appreciate it. And with us today, I just want to introduce Representatives Michelle Sokolow and Dave Rogers, and thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. We asked Senator Cindy Freeman to represent our delegation, and will be pleased to welcome you to the podium. Senator Freeman was first elected to the Massachusetts Senate July 25, 2017, and she followed in the footsteps of Senator Ken Donnelly, who she worked for as her chief of staff. Both she and Ken have been invaluable resources for us and champions of Minuteman. As a former teacher, Senator Freeman has been a leading advocate for greater access to civics education, as well as increased public school funding. And I'm sure those of us who are superintendents of the building appreciate that. That she wants every student to have an equal opportunity for success. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me here today. I walked up to the building, and the only song that was in my brain was "It's Been a Long and Winding Road." And I realized that there are some kids here who are probably about 14 years old, so you were either born or not quite when a lot of adults in this room started this project. So that makes me so proud to be here today and to be at this ceremony and celebrating this exciting day for Minuteman High alongside my reps. I want to sincerely thank Superintendent Dr. Ed McQuillan, community leaders, parents, teachers, and everyone who came together to advocate for this new facility. And advocate they did. They never stopped. And there was a lot of adversity, there were many barriers, and nothing stopped this group of people from getting this done. So we cannot thank you all enough for the work that you've done. I also want to thank former Representative Jay Kaufman, who also played a key role in the effort when we served in the legislature. This project would not have been possible without your joint vision to provide our students with the tools they need for success. Because of your determination to improve voc tech education for students in the region, every student will have access to the most up-to-date, innovative technology to adequately prepare them for the future. Minuteman has been doing that for a very long time, and now we have just given you tools to make your lives easier, so we were happy to accommodate. And I'm really particularly happy to see this project come to fruition because this was so important to my predecessor, Senator Ken Donnelly, who was always a strong advocate for voc tech education. As his chief of staff, I worked alongside him to secure the funding for the new school, and I know he would be very, very proud and very happy to see this here today. I'm very glad we've established this strong partnership over the years, and I want to continue that partnership moving forward so we can continue to expand 21st century education opportunities to every student in the Commonwealth, and that we can adequately prepare every student in the Commonwealth for higher education and for workforce. This is a very exciting day for Minuteman. I'm so happy to be part of it. Thank you again for having me here today. And now, very quickly, I'd like to invite Rep. Sokolow, Rep. Rogers, and any other reps, because we have something special for you, Dr. McCord.
Good morning, everyone. As this is one of the most important institutions in our district, and there is nothing that Lexington values greater than education, I'm thrilled to be here today to bring this citation on behalf of the House of Representatives and the Senate and read it and present it to Dr. McQuillan. So the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, be it hereby known to all that the Mass House of Representatives and the Senate offers its sincerest congratulations to Minuteman High School in recognition of the grand reopening of this 21st century vocational technical high school building, which will allow teachers to give students the skills, attitudes, and competencies that they need to thrive in society. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. And it's signed by the entire delegation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We asked Needham, before I wanted to go to introduce you, Dan, just for a minute. Jay Kaufman, you're right. Thank you for mentioning his name. He was a valuable asset to Minuteman. We asked Needham Selectman Dan Matthews to represent the district selectmen. Dan is a current member of the Needham Board of Selectmen, and he served in that position for 24 years. Previously, he was Director of Operations for Norfolk County. He was a member of the Needham School Committee. Dan has his own law firm in the town of Needham. Dan was instrumental in the effort to get district members to yes, and we put yes in quotes, for the building. He worked tirelessly with district selectmen and other community leaders in 16 towns. He was tenacious. He helped us achieve the final yes through a district-wide vote, which I think you're all very much aware of. Dan, we very much appreciate your efforts for Minuteman and its current and future students. Welcome.
Thank you, Ford, and thank you all. And as a representative of one district town, I want to say thank you to everyone that made the new Minuteman possible. I think that several of the speakers have kind of referred to the fact that among the 16 towns and all the other people whose help was needed to get this done, there were arguments that started before a lot of the folks that are in the room today were born that we had to get through in order to get here today. And there's the lesson there, which I hope, because the grown-ups will all be gone, and this school is here for you, the kids. The lesson is we all need to look out for ourselves, and we have things that we need for ourselves or want for ourselves, but we also had to work together to build a common good and do more than we could ever do as just individuals, and to build for the future. So that was my job, as Ford said, and thank you for the kind words, but there were many, many others that did more. It was not, however, always assured that we would get here today. As an elected official, I was involved, as Ford said, in years of work trying to build the necessary agreement among the original 16 district communities for the project to go forward. It was not easy. We're all very independent people in independent towns, and every town had its own point of view. It seemed at a lot of meetings like the only thing that all the towns agreed on was our town gets it, and the others not so much. It was even tougher in a climate that you all see now, where it seems that the loudest voices are often demanding, what's in it for me today? When we know that what we really need to be doing is working together, planning for the future, and doing something that works for everyone in the long run. But we did get to yes, with a lot of help from people who recognized the need to get this project done and to get the new Minuteman here. Some towns left the district, but others stepped up to take the additional burden. We reorganized the district, earned the support of the voters, and are here today to celebrate a facility which we hope will benefit you and Voc Tech students for years to come and our Commonwealth as a whole. I hope that for the students here today and those that are here in the future, that you will advance that vision, that you can apply and improve yourself as individuals, contribute to your families and communities, and work together to make this a better world for all. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Ed McQuillan, we did it. Ed, here we are, surrounded by friends, teachers, and students in this spectacular building. Just look around the room. I mean, this is just an awesome scene. You've spent a decade working towards this morning's objective. You met every challenge along the way, and there were many. It takes a very strong, dedicated person to do what Ed did. He's a leader who knows how to get to the finish line. He did this by working with a school committee. He did this by right-sizing the Minuteman district budgets for our district members. He did this by bringing a team of educators together to develop an innovative education plan. He did this by asking for legislative support and working with our legislators. He did this by standing up to naysayers. Let me repeat, he did this by standing up to naysayers. He got people to work together. He did this by helping us get to yes. He did this by guiding planners on the type of building that would best serve the education plan. He did this by understanding the building process, and I think our team of builders appreciate Ed's talents. Ed knows everything about this building and what went in this building. But most of all, Ed did this for you, our current students, and he did this for future students. That's what it's all about for Ed. It's the students.
Wow. Thanks, Ford. And thank all of you and all of you. Welcome to the new Minuteman. As you've heard, welcome to the new Minuteman. This day has been many years in the making, as you've heard. Took a long time. My seniors were going into first grade when we first submitted the paperwork to the MSBA under, I think, 5 treasurers ago. So many things have had to happen to bring this to you. Many hands and minds and hearts were able to stay focused on our purpose. And that purpose was to give you, my students and my teachers, educators, and staff, to give you a place to learn and grow together. A place that honors collaboration. In fact, encourages collaboration by its very design. In 2013, after nearly 5 years of district work, we finally began working with Castle Booze Architects. I knew we had to open source the design and include the students. We asked them to critique and analyze concepts, and wow, did they ever. We had a group of students from every grade at that time. And Castle Booze was willing and open to meet with those students over several days, over several months. Of course, the students understood color and form. They were able to read plans and saw spatial relationships. We listened to their opinions. And they basically created the learning environment that we're enjoying now. They saw the way in which they could use it. And I think they did a great job. I will be forever overwhelmed by the energy these kids gave to design a school for those who would come after them. Many would never have the chance to live and learn in this space. And I was really pleased to see some of them here today. These young men and women then and now understand a lyric from one of my favorite songs written by Laura McKenna. The name of the song is Humble and Kind. And she wrote, "When you get to where you're going, don't forget, turn back around, help the next one in line, and always be humble and kind." Today is our time to celebrate this and to thank everyone who stood with us during this very long, very public journey. Together, we have built a school that's second to none, a 21st century vocational technical high school that is safe, that is filled with light. We have a school that supports great teaching and honors the way students' brains work. We have a space that frees us from a single way to teach by providing new learning areas that are outside, inside, online, and in between. We have built a school that knows things change. We have built a school that unites the disciplines and promotes our commitment to deeply integrating rigorous academics with high-quality career and technical education. I was talking to a freshman this morning. I said, "How's the first month going?" She goes, "Wow, it's a lot harder than I thought." I go, "What do you mean, just fun?" No, she goes, "The academics, I never expected them to be this hard." I said, "Well, you got to do your homework, don't you?" And she said, "Yeah, Grandpa, I do." Yeah, she's here. We've built a school that lets us dream big and be brave. We have a place that gives us all the chance to answer the two critical questions we want all of our students to be able to answer. The questions are, what do I love to do? And what do I do well? You've heard me say that and ask that a lot over the last 13 years or so. The answer to these questions, though, for all of us, unleashes motivation, intellectual and social energy that propels kids towards success. What do I love to do, and what do I do well? We've built a school community of learners and educators that deserve this beautiful space and that truly represent high school revolutionized. For those of you who have been with us since the beginning, I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. For those of you who joined us along the long journey, or maybe you just learned about us recently, welcome to Minuteman High School. For all of you, I'm simply grateful. And please stay with us because the fun has just begun. Thank you. So, we're going to do the ribbon cutting thing now. But while we're getting set up, because you know ribbon cutting celebrates entering a new place. It's a photo opportunity. So you can stay in your seats, and I think we're going to run the video now, right? It's taken 12 years to get this building together, and seeing the kids here, feeling their energy, seeing their reactions, it's deeply satisfying.
It's awesome. Oh my God, it's huge.
I feel like I'm like a kid in a candy store. I have no limits. I can do whatever I want, and I'm just really excited to start school. Like, that's surprising to me. I'm like very excited for it.
It doesn't seem real. When I was a student, they talked about it and everybody was like, yeah, we'll never see it, you know, one of those. And then to actually be here and on the other side of the fence as a teacher a few years later is just unreal. You can't believe that we're in it.
Everything here is like new and clean, and like you can really depend on it for like what you need done.
I think it's nice that we finally have something that's state of the art, especially with all the new technology that's in this school. I think it's really an upgrade, especially for a vocational school like ours.
When I walked into the preschool, it was huge. I was in awe. There was such a big space to learn. They could spread out the room and you could change it depending what you need to do. It's a very inviting environment.
The layout of the shop is a lot easier. We have a garage door. We never had one of those, and it's just easier to get materials in and out.
It's a more focused place to work now, and it's all like closer together so we don't have to be all over the place.
It's very modern looking.
There's more windows, there's more skylights looking up to the sky.
All the shops and how they like separate them with the life sciences and services and then the trades hall. It's like perfect.
Okay, so this is the central staircase. You'll be using these stairs a lot, heading up and down between all your classes.
I really like how the lunchroom has downstairs, upstairs, and the courtyard, so everyone can like spread out.
Everything is new, and I feel like everyone is so excited to be here. I'm really excited to be here.
First day of the year, brand new school. Super excited to see what we can do here in this new Minuteman.
As a veteran, experienced teacher, it's like I'm starting a new career.
We have a lot more work to do to kind of finish things off, tweak some things that aren't working, get it to work right. But we're a year ahead of schedule, so we've saved a lot of money. And this is the cost of being here a little earlier. Some things aren't quite polished, but we're happy to be here. And I'm looking forward to the year.
This is awesome. I just can't wait.